Welcome to the Highland League Weekly preview show, coming direct to the Press and Journal website, social media and YouTube. Firstly to Callum Law for the big game this week.
The main game for us this weekend on Highland League Weekly is Keith versus Lossiemouth at Kynoch Park. It's a 2 p.m. kick-off, and the home side Keith, they'll be looking for an improvement in form. They've played 6 games in 2023 and they've only taken 1 point. Their latest defeat in that run was in midweek against Huntly. The run that they've been on has also seen the Maroons slip to 17th in the table, so a win would be a welcome boost for Craig Ewan's side. Lossie also come into this one in not particularly great form. They've lost their last 3 fixtures, the latest of which was to Banks of D in midweek. The sides have met once already this season, that was at Grant Park in October. Lossie ran out 2-0 winners on that occasion, but you can see who prevails this time around on Monday night.
You played on the Saturday, and as soon as you finished, that was you got in the drink, and that would be you probably until the Monday morning. And then that sort of carried on in the Highland League, and I probably gained a little bit of a reputation.
Second game for us this weekend is Formartine United against Rothes at North Lodge Park, and here's 3 things you need to know. The sides have met once already this season, that was at McKessick Park. Formartine were leading 2-0 on that occasion, but Rothes came back to draw 2-2. Formartine come into this one in excellent form. They've won 7 successive games, and striker Paul Campbell's been a big part of that good run. He scored 9 goals in his last 4 matches. Rothes are also in good form. They've won their last 2 games. They beat Strathspey Thistle 9-0 in midweek, with Aidan Wilson scoring 5.
Competition time now on the Highland League Weekly preview show. Sadly, we had no winner last week, and unfortunately, we're not in the National Lottery, so we can't do a rollover with a double prize, but we can give you the chance to win one of these phenomenal, once I get it open, Crystal Paul tea towels. Who wouldn't want one of these in the kitchen? The question this week is, we're at Kynoch Park with our Highland League Weekly cameras, but who was the manager of Keith when they last won the Highland League title in 2007? Answers on a postcard or social media if you'd prefer, and we'll announce the winner next week. Crystal Paul back as ever this week with myself filling in for Ryan Cryle. Paul third, here as always. Last week we lost one of our games with Strathspey and Huntly being postponed, and the other one, Breedon and Very Locals. Both Paul and Ryan got a point for predicting that the Hedgemen would run out victorious. This week, the first game we're going to go for is Keith against Lossiemouth at Kynoch Park. Paul, what are you going as your scoreline?
Well, Lossie won the last encounter, as Callum's touched on. However, I fancy Keith for this one, and I think it's going to be 2-1 to the Maroons.
I'm going to go bang down the middle and be boring and go 1 apiece. First goal scorer?
Ryan Robertson.
I'm going to take Lossiemouth's Ross Elliott. And our second game, we're going to Formartine against Rothes. It's a very tough one to pick. What's Crystal Paul telling you?
You've got to go with Formartine. They're in fantastic form.
Very true.
And we've got home advantage, but I mean, Rothes 9 in midweek it makes it appealing, but no, I've got to go with Formartine. I'm going to go 3-1 to the home side.
I'm going to take 2-0 for Martin as well. I think it's very difficult to see past Stuart Anderson's men just now.
Scorer, how can you not pick Paul Campbell at the minute with all the goals he's banging in?
Well, that's exactly who I was going to pick as well, so great minds think alike and all that.
Indeed, so points apiece or nil points, so don't let us down.
Paul, you know what to do.
Nairn come into this one in excellent form. They've only lost once in 14 league matches, and a win would take them to within 1 point of 6th placed Inverurie. Locos looking to bounce back after last weekend's 5-1 defeat by Breedon.
Banks of D moved above the Vale with their midweek win at Lossiemouth. Can Vale move back above Banks of D with a win at Princess Royal Park this weekend?
With Breedon slipping up in midweek, the onus now comes on to Bucky to see if they can take advantage. They face a Clack side who've only won twice on the road this season and who drew 0-0 in midweek with Forest Mechanics.
Huntly were the first team this season to take points off the Hedgemen with a 2-2 draw at Glebe Park, and they come into this one having won the midweek derby with Keith. Brechin, they suffered their first league loss in a year against Formartine, and they'll be looking for a response.
A home debut for new Brora Rangers manager Ali MacDonald, and it's against Strathspey Thistle, who shipped 9 goals at Rothes in midweek. Brora scored 11 at Seafield Park when the sides last met in October, so there could be goals galore at this one.
Wick will be desperate for a response after their midweek hammering at the hands of neighbours Brora Rangers, and they take on a Forest Mechanics team who stopped the rot with a goalless draw against Clack.
Fraserburgh unbeaten in 17 league games, but they're in for a tough assignment against a Turriff side which pushed Buckie all the way last weekend before eventually losing 1-0.
That's it for the Highland League Weekly preview show. As always, if you enjoyed what you've seen, like and subscribe on the Pressfield Journal website and our YouTube channel. We'll have our usual show on Monday evening with highlights from Keith against Lossiemouth and Formartine against Rothes. And as always, enjoy the football wherever you are this weekend.